romance of the Ranchos. The words bring images perpetuated in song and film of happy times, of fiestas, of caballeros dressed in outfits trimmed in silver, and their ladies twirling around a dance floor in long dresses with swirling skirts. Certainly there was that. But there were also long hours of tedious work. 300 Native Americans helped build Rancho Guajome. And there were also reports of a leading ranchero getting away with murder.
And upon seeing Mr. Mendoza, Couch paced towards him, pulled out his double-barreled shotgun, drew on him, and fired both blasts, one of them catching Mendoza in the back. Mendoza fell to the ground, dead.
To make a point to everybody else, he had them tied to the pepper tree that's in the courtyard. And it wasn't just them, it was kind of known as the punishment tree. Whenever a Native American or anybody got in trouble with them and had needed to be punished, they were tied with their arms around that tree, and then they were whipped.
At one adobe, modern visitors swear they've heard ghosts. These rancheros of North San Diego County were pioneers who lived off the land via cattle, crops, and their strength of character.
Miyu. My name is Mel Vernon. I'm the captain of the San Luis Rey Band of Mission Indians. Before there's ranchos, missions, and what we see here today, this landscape that we're standing on had 6,000 years of our people living here, a sustainable life, a way of living with nature and with community.
After Mexico's successful revolution from Spain culminated in 1821, Mexican governors in California began distributing land grants, some of them huge, like the giant 133,000-acre Rancho Santa Margarita y Las Flores, most of which is now one of the largest Marine Corps bases in the world.
This is the President's Room, and this room is called that because when President Roosevelt came to Camp Pendleton to name the base after General Pendleton, he took an hour tour through the house.
And some of them were small, down now to only a few acres. Movie stars of their times played bit to major roles in the ranchos. Joan Crawford donated the big tree in the courtyard at Buena Vista, and Charlie Chaplin visited. It was owned by Margarita Fisher, a big star in silent films, and her husband, Harry Pollard, a Hollywood director.
In the late 1920s, there was a contest throughout the United States to choose the most popular movie star, and even though it was a silent film, the most popular was Margarita Fisher Pollard.
And Leo Carrillo, of Cisco Kid television fame, owned his own rancho, reflecting the heritage of his ranchero forebears. Some of the ranchos, Guajome, Buena Vista, and Carrillo, are in public ownership with tours on a regular basis. Others, like those on the Marine base, still allow the public, but on a more restricted basis. Some owners, like Shelley Caron, schedule regular school groups to view her Marron adobe.
I want children to be able to come here and see the setting of the adobe and see what a California adobe looked like. It still has some majesty with the view, and I think we have a lot to offer to the community for the future and for future generations. That's the goal.
And others, like Pat and Karen Kelly on portions of the old Rancho Agua Hedionda, still revere the adobe, part of their own private home.
The whole house is one that's well used. It's a great gathering place. It's a great party house. We've had weddings and all kinds of celebrations here, and it's been well lived in since it was built in the 1840s.
Much of the ranch land, including most of the current city of Carlsbad and property that was once owned by Oceanside City Councilman John Steiger, have given way to modern development.
My mother graduated from Oceanside High School, class of 1913. She lived out here on Vista Way in one of those adobes. The one she lived in was torn down by vandals many years ago. It was located where the Auto Club is now.
In this series, KOCT remembers the Adobes and Ranchos of early California.